Hi, good day, everyone. This is the African Portal Radio TV International. We are having a very great time here, right now in Waterkloof, Victoria. It's going to be a good conversation. It's going to be a great time with our guests and with our hosts in the house that we're going to be having a nice time together. CBN is the code, so watch out for it. You can watch it on the African Portal Radio and it's available on all our social media. Keep watching it. It's African Portal. God bless you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you being all our interviews. This is the African Portal Radio TV International. We are live and direct here in Waterkloof, Victoria, with one of our very own, Mr. Akinsola. Mr. Akinsola is the visionary and also a leader in our community. He is the owner of the Community Right Business Network, CBN. And I'm going to engage him on that. So let's talk about CBN. What is the idea? What is the idea behind this?
All right, thank you so much for having me. Like you said, my name is Samuel Babatunde Akinshola. Yeah, the concept or the idea that brings about CBN, it's just a verge of us giving back to the community. If you look at the acronyms of that name, it's Community Rise. We want people in the community to rise. We see a need that people are sleeping. The youth, the younger ones, we are not getting it perfectly. So it's community rise, then business network. So that's where the name community. So we now make Communirise business network.
All right, let's talk about the acceptability of this idea. How do people feel about it?
So far so good. It's a concept and idea which we also need to give to our people. When the concept started last year, then I have two of my business partner, which I pitched the idea to them, and we see a need for us to just start it somewhere. So that is why today, we started yesterday, we organized a 2-day business seminar, which ran yesterday, and today will be the concluding part with the gala dinner. So, hence, that is to the acceptability from the feedback we got yesterday. Trust me, people really want the knowledge. So, but not only the knowledge now, we now need to now do a follow up of the application of that knowledge. So, that is what CBN wants to do. We don't just want to organize a seminar, tell people about business, but we want to guide them through the journey. So, CBN is here to stay, and we are here to help businesses, to help people with career prospect, and not just giving them the food. We want to walk the step alongside with them until they also attain their success.
There is a saying that say application is the proof of learning. I just mentioned it now. You mentioned it that how for them to apply it. What are you doing to make sure that the people follow the process and they apply the right thing, do the right thing at the right time?
Okay, part of what we do is that, like CBN, myself, I'm an author, and also I'm a business analyst. So what we are doing is that I've got also other business profile proficiency in the profile, whereby so when we identify the need that this person need this, so then we are going to now see how we can enroll them into like a program. So we are going to develop a program, and that is where the application part comes in. Such an event like this is just for us to put the word out there. So when we put the word out there, then we can now have a what something to them to cook it. There's a proposal for you, or should they show interest, then that is where we are now going to work with them. So it's going to be a continuous journey until so like one of the things we learned yesterday, that one mentor one, that is another approach that we want to incorporate in CBN. Yes, so far so good, God has helped us. Some of us have set up our businesses, and which is thriving, is doing well, is doing great. So, but we are not yet there. So, but for those that want to start, how can we also remember? We still attend mentorship classes. We also do networking. So When we get the idea, we need to pass the idea, the vision to everyone. So then we all roll it together, and the community becomes better for each and every one of us.
All right, I like that, and I don't want to flog it beyond the normal. Let's quickly talk about the continuity. Where do you see this in the next coming 5 years?
Yeah, from our project business, what do I put in the projection? In the next coming 5 years, trust me, you and I, we won't die. We're still going to be talking about this, but in a bigger space. In the next coming 5 years, we see CBN having its own well situated structure, and now we will not even be able to go online. We can do even, we're not turning to become like a school, a business school. We don't just want to do like a normal business school where they only teach you the theoretical. We want to teach application. We bring people that are already in business, people that have failed, people that have succeeded. We want them to tell you the truth, the pure truth, when it comes to business development or a career prospect. That's where we want to take it in the next 5 years.
One of the things that is gaining momentum in this conversation is application, which is the proof of learning. And I believe that as we are going in this journey, it's going to be one of the things that we are focusing on and we want to achieve. Sir, before I let you out of my way, can you please give people more details about yourself and how they can get in touch with you?
All right, my name is Samuel Babatunde Akinsola. Yeah, I'm also the director of Divine Favor Progressive College FET. It's a registered and accredited private FET college here in South Africa. We are registered with the Department of Higher Education and Training. We are accredited with QCTO, the Quality Council for Trade and Occupation, Gumalusi, Service SETA, Health and Welfare SETA, and we run over 20 to 30 qualifications, full qualifications. And the inception of the institution started in 2019. Our first national examination was in 2020 during the COVID, and this is where we find ourselves. So the institution is registered, so we understand the lyrics of education. And that is also what brought about this idea. We need to educate, not just only people attain their qualification, and then what next? A lot of learners, they do business management, then what next? Then, when they are done at Divine, CBN can also be a solution to them.
All right, everyone. What next will be the conversation of what we will be discussing next time when we meet. Watch out for it. All right, everyone, we are still here in Waterkloof, Victoria. It's going to be a great conversation as I have one of the great leader of our time with me right here, right now. Sir, I would like you to introduce yourself to the listeners at home, who you are and the position you hold in in society or community.
Thank you so much, my brother. It's a great honor to be at the African Portal Radio today. My name is Lavmo Chanengeta, the CEO of EduSims. We're an educational company. We focus on providing solutions to the deficiencies of education in Africa. We actually have got a footprint, one or two, that we dropped in Nigeria, but we're quite big in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Angola, Namibia, and Lesotho and Swaziland.
Tell us a bit about your products and tell us a bit about the acceptability. What is it like and what is the response that you are getting from your clients?
Well, with our products, we actually came to the market with a product that did not have a market, and we had to create a market for our product. So it was something that we have to create and get a buy-in, which was quite good in the way the community responded, because our solutions were solving a problem that was pertinent across the whole stakeholders in education, starting from the authorities, giving them the power to mine data from institutions. So our institution is actually a data custodian of sound statistics that makes people make good decisions in educational institutions. But above all of that, we provide learner-centric solutions to the whole learning process. So we have a parents portal that is interfacing with parents and sponsors. We have a students portal that interfaces with students and all the learners across. And we have the back office that interfaces with the school staff and the management. Now, this technology, the way we put it together, we converged it in a way that the problems that we face as Africa in education, they are solved in an intuitive manner that you will not actually feel a pinch when doing that. That's how we.
Wow, I love your product, but let's link it up with CBN. What can you tell us? Your product and CBN. How do you come across?
The community like CBN is a community of business people. As business people, there is always need to learn. Now, in terms of learning, must understand that learning is a comprehensive aspect of life, that in everything that you do, you learn. A child is born today not knowing how to speak, but they learn by themselves from their parents. So within this network, there's a learning element that needs us to connect each other. So as agencies will come together to galvanize that part of society. As CBN is growing, it was a debut yesterday. We grew, we learned quite a lot, which what we have already taken into our repository, which is going to be available to many as lessons. So as we go through, we don't want CBN to repeat what they are doing. We are also documenting it to make sure that it stays as a lesson. So that's where we come in to bridge that gap of learning.
All right, let's look at the community where we are right now. Let's talk about South Africa. We realize that there's some people see education as something that is not really important. What are you doing in your own little way to make sure that everybody have access to education, especially with your skill?
Well, education is actually quite scarce in South Africa. We have got about 13 million learners in the basic education in South Africa. And of the 13 million learners, I would say 90% are in public institutions where they don't have access to the internet. So as AGSIMS, we've come up with what we call the trees of knowledge that we've spearheaded across out of the white paper written by William Sachiti, who invented the driverless cars in the UK. So we partnered with him and we came up with what we call the trees of knowledge. We shall demonstrate probably with the African Portal Radio in detail, in depth around that initiative, where we use trees as hubs of knowledge. So we deploy small little Raspberry Pis into those trees that connects teachers within those communities to students within those communities using a wireless network that is not paid for. So these small little computers, they are powered from solar batteries, which can last as much as 6 months, meaning that we are able to make the schoolwork available to those that have missed it in school in areas where they might not have actually internet access. So us putting those small little devices into trees is also secure because they are vandal proof and people cannot actually go and rob them. That's how we
Wow.
built it.
Mr. Lefmo, let me take you a bit back to your own personal life and your background. Let's talk about your educational background. What makes it easy for you to be doing what you are doing today if you connect it with your background?
Look, with my educational background, it actually starts connecting me from a time when I was in Form 1. I remember we were punished for making noise in class on that particular day. It was a group of us seven. We used to call ourselves the Secret Seven with my friends. And most of my friends now, one of them is actually at Oxford now. He's an associate professor there. So we started playing instead of attending to our punishment in our school where I was in Karoi. So one of my friends gave me a kick. So I moved back and I hit a door. When that door opened up, it was full of books. So we had access to a lot of books, brand new unstamped books from our school. So we helped ourselves as the seven guys to those books, hoping to make a profit out of it. That was the first idea that we did. So we took the books and we went down to our houses. We shared the books equally. And I dug up my books into a small little grave in my yard. And my friends also did the same. So I would keep 2, 3 books around. Whenever I needed money, I would enterprise on my stock of books that I had. Now it came a point where the school needed those books now for other kids. So fortunately, at my school, we had a lot of donors who could donate a lot of books. But we really kept mum on those books and we kept those books as stock. Good thing is that we managed to pay back our school when we left school because we actually have an initiative called Roambira that supports our school with books. Now, from that idea, it came to me that I need to enterprise somewhere, somehow in education. So I went on to do information systems and I first worked in a bank. When I first worked in a bank, it was all good. I decided to go into business, and my first business was a construction company. It's a construction company because there was a market and there was resources to take it up. That's how I jumped into that industry. Um, when I got some realization capital from that area, I then moved into education by starting an FET college. I started the college and it has grown now. We have more than 20 years in the industry. Then I went into basic education, into starting boarding schools. and I went into providing systems that schools use, which is what I now mainly do, and stay as a shareholder in several institutions across South Africa and Zimbabwe. So that's how I got into education. Now, I've not stopped learning. I went on as far, I'm still busy doing my CS50 now with Harvard. And once I'm completed with that, I think I'll be able to come back and say, these are the big documents that I have apart from the Zimbabwean institutions. So
All right, I love that. And that's let me know that you have this spirit of entrepreneur. Let's talk about the being an entrepreneur. What are the challenges facing them?
the first challenge is record keeping. As an entrepreneur, we struggle with record keeping, and we get overwhelmed with a lot of records, which is something that I saw as an entrepreneur from an early age. Um, I had my own counter book where I would keep record of each and every business person that I would meet. And I made it a point that I would go into my community, I would go and knock in each and every door of a business, and I would ask, can I meet the owner of the business? That was my first opening up to go into entrepreneurship. This is after actually I looked up the word business in the dictionary. I was 15 years old and I said, what is business? Because I didn't understand what business was back then. I thought business was just an act of you getting an idea, following something that you love. Then I realized that the dictionary defines business as an art or act of making money. So when I realized that it's an act of making money, any business is for sale. So I walked into each and every business in my community as I was growing up, and I still have my counter book when I was keeping record. If you don't have a business card, I was taking your details down. And those contacts, as I grew older, I actually used them, and I managed to do business with some of those people. So the entrepreneurial skill, it's embedded in you. You need to appreciate it yourself. Everyone is an enterprise. That's what I always say. It's up to you to decide that should I just wake the spirit up or should I not.
Wow. Have you ever failed before? Probably in business or in your personal life. Have you ever failed before?
100%, all the time. In terms of failing, I think I've failed more than I've succeeded. If you talk about businesses, I've been in different businesses and I've failed quite a lot. Even in education, we've failed quite dismally. I failed in business up to a point where I had to lose the whole furniture. My whole house was taken, and I had nowhere to go. And I had a lot of things happening at that moment that I would say I would have given up. But those are the lessons that I learned. And believe you me, if you're not failing in business, that means something you're doing is not right. You need to fail. Because in business, if you're not failing, there's nothing you're coming up with that is new. The moment you fail, you can then try again. And when you try again, you must try harder and you push harder. That's how you find all those value points where you can now perfect. Then you come up with your own solution that you say, this is the business. So if in business and you realize that there's no failure, then you're not going anywhere.
All right. So, what is your definition of the success and the failure? What's your personal definition?
The definition of success that I can give you is quite a lot of failures accumulated, only the parts that were successful within those failures, because you just don't fail. Remember that. Don't think that you just fail. You just don't fail. When you fail, you have done what you think is 100%, right? The outcome might not favor you, but that does not mean you did not do something. So just take that part that you felt that when I was doing it, I was really doing it. If you take that part and go with it, that's your success.
Wow, Mr. Lovemore, I wish I can continue this interview with you, but time will not permit me. I will still continue in times to come. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming. Thank you so much.
Brother.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. We are still live and direct here in Waterkloof, Victoria. It's going to be a great evening. But before that, let's quickly engage people that really matter in our community. Ma, it is a great pleasure having you here today. Please, I would like to know more about you, who you are, and the position you hold in the society.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bankole Olufunke Abimbola. I'm the CEO of Boa Media Production. I have four published books titled Omolabaka, the Destined Child, Education Necessary Tool, A Great Union, and also can we go back?
You can continue, don't worry. We are
Oh,
not,
we are going
it's
to
not a
edit.
lie. We are
We
editing
are
it.
going to edit
Yeah,
it.
don't worry.
Okay, can I take it again?
You can continue. Just continue from where you
For
stopped.
instance, okay, education. I don't know if I mentioned one of the books. If I'm
It
repeating.
doesn't matter. Don't worry. Just continue. We will match them.
Okay, so titled Education Necessary Tool, Omolabaka, the Destined Child, A Great Union. Okay, I'm into health. My major field is public health, but because of my love for writing, has really pushed me to have my own media production, where we have published books and we are going to movie very soon. And also, I'm an health facilitator. My background basically, I've got bachelor honors in biochemistry, postgraduate diploma at University of Victoria, and also masters at UJ, University of Johannesburg. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited about all this. But let's talk about the Omolabake. I love that book. I don't have opportunities to grab that book. Let's talk about the idea behind it.
Okay. Omolabaka, the Destined Child, is a story of a young girl who was an orphan and who was adopted. And this they even when she was adopted by a stepmother, they maltreated her and chose her brother over her. So which led to a lot of chaos and chaos in her life. But at the end of the day, it still brings out the story of an African child. That an African child, a female African child, it's very important. We need to support them, we need to nurture them because in the African world, a female child is being looked down on. So this affects their confidence as they grow older, even into adulthood and into manhood. So if they don't have that confidence now, they can't be able to face society. It's difficult for them to even play their role as a wife, as a mother in the society. And even as an entrepreneur, as an individual person, because you need your self-esteem to be able to do all those things. So when your self-esteem is down, then what can you do? You have nothing, you have no value to society.
Okay, let's link this now to CBN. CBN is focusing on how to build people within the community. Can you link what you are doing with what CBN is doing?
Yeah, CBN, it's about empowering the youths of the community. And I'm proud to be associated with them because they are out to empower the youths. Most youths are lost. They have that potential in them, they have that talent in them. But it's difficult because they don't have what we call mentorship. They don't even know how to start about it. So CBN is there to guide them through this phase, one after the other. It's going to help them to identify their potentials, their dreams, their goals, and their obstacles, and how to overcome it. It's going to mentor them. So though if any youth who is approaching CBN is ready, we see dedication, we see commitment, we see the passion, we see the zeal, then we'll be able to mentor such individual to achieve their dream as an entrepreneur, also to achieve their vision as an individual, so that they can also make impact in the society.
All right, let's look at the story behind the Omolabake. Is it a self story or is it a story told by someone?
It is my own story. It's personally my own inspiration.
I love that. And I'm going to engage you more on that. It's just unfortunate that right now we don't have enough of time, but let's look forward to another time that we're going to have time together to expatiate and to expand that beyond what it is now. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And to everyone, thank you for joining us. It's going to be a great evening today. Join us as we're going to be having celebration together. Thank you and God bless you. My name is Dari Oluso. All right, everyone. Thank you and God bless you. And I thank you, the man behind the camera, Dayo. Thank you so much. God bless you.